So the Naruto Ninja Gaiden arc is finally done. It was about 5 or 6 episodes. Wasn't very long in my opinion, but it was very good and very enjoyable. Sarada was the main character of this arc, obviously. It wasn't Naruto, it wasn't Sasuke, it wasn't Sakura. The one thing I do gotta give the writers props for is they made Naruto a support character. They didn't really make him the main guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, he was always taking a support role whenever there was a fight. He was always the one just staying back and protecting Sarada and Chocho. He wasn't too actively engaged in the fighting itself. In this episode, we get a little bit of that as well. When they get to the hideout to save Sakura, Naruto stays back to fight against the Shin clones, while Sasuke and Sarada go save Sakura. So, as all of that is going on, Sakura decides to fight against the adult Shin, because what Sakura does is that he's the only one with this plan. Like, he doesn't have any comrades or followers that are gonna follow along with his plan. So if she takes him out, basically his plan falls along with him. And a fight starts happening, and you, for a brief moment, start thinking that Sakura might actually win. But of course, it just wouldn't be convenient for the story. So she ends up getting stabbed by a few of Shin's knives, and she gets immobilized. So she's about to get taken down by this windmill shuriken that Shin remotely throws at her with his Sharingan. Sasuke comes in the picture, saves her from the shuriken, while at the same time he slashes one of Shin's legs off, I guess to make the capture a little more easier, right? So you start thinking the fight is over, but one of the Shin clones comes out of the woodwork and gets in the way. He's like, listen, I'm not gonna let you hurt my dad. And Sasuke is about to cut down the Shin clone with his sword. Sarada tells him, no, don't do it. And in that small interval of time, adult Shin stabs Sasuke through the clone itself, okay? So he essentially stabs the clone and Sasuke at the same time. So the tables turn, and Sasuke is immobilized. He really can't do anything right now. He's just sitting there. He's hurt. And Sakura runs in the opposite direction. The moment Sasuke just gives her this look, she runs the opposite direction. And Shin says something along the lines, oh, you're planning on switching places. So he knows what's about to happen, but he still gets hit. Like, how does that happen? I don't know, man. It baffled me. It baffled me because he knew they were gonna switch places because Sasuke's Rinnegan has that ability. And he still got hit. So when they switch, Sakura's run to Shin, and Sakura basically, well, what we see is that when Sakura starts running, she's building up momentum. So when she switches with Sasuke and she punches Shin, it hurts that much more. So he's laid out on the floor, and you think, okay, now the fight is over, okay? But no. The clones that were fighting against Naruto go to help the adult Shin. At least you start thinking that, right? You start believing that, but that's not the case. What ends up happening is the Shin clones decide that they don't need the adult Shin anymore, okay? So they just basically say, hey, listen, now we're gonna take you out and we're gonna do things our way and we're gonna evolve. And then you see all these clones come out of nowhere. And we are revealed that the clones made more clones behind the adult Shin's back, okay? So you have these like really chubby Shins, and you have like the skinny versions of Shin, and then you have a gigantic ass Shin too. So you think another fight's gonna happen. But what ends up happening instead is one of the clones go after Naruto, and they see the nine-tailed fox with the Sharingan inside of Naruto, and they get so shook that they all just drop their weapons, bro. They all just drop their weapons. And I find it funny how easily that got resolved. Because Naruto didn't even do anything. He was just sitting there, minding his business. This man was about to get stabbed. And I guess the Nine-Tails chakra came out and, you know, he defended himself with it. And Naruto's telling the Nine-Tails fox, hey, listen, calm down, Kurama, calm down. Because Shin saw the Nine-Tailed fox pissed. He's on pissed. And that's what made him shook. But it gets resolved pretty nicely. The clones end up at an orphanage, which is run by Kabuto. And it's a pretty cool thing to see because Kabuto is running, from what it looks like, he's running the same orphanage that he was a part of, because Kabuto is an orphan. And then we cut into the explanation that everybody has been waiting for. Okay, so Karen decides to tell Sugetsu. In reality, she's telling the audience this, but she's using it, you know, you guys get it. You know, she's talking to Sugetsu while giving us the information at the same time. Essentially, the umbilical cord is from Sakura and Sarada. That's why the DNA test matched positive when they did the DNA test. Because essentially what Sugetsu did was match the umbilical cord from the DNA from the umbilical cord, which was Sakura's, and match, you know, Sarada's saliva with it. So obviously it was a match because of that. And Karen, I guess, kept the umbilical cord as a memento because she's the one that delivered Sarada when Sakura went into labor. That's the explanation we get. Okay? Now, we cut into another bit with Sasuke and Sakura and Sarada at home. They're at home eating dinner and all that. And Sakura basically confirms even further, yes, Sarada is my daughter. Okay? You don't have anything to worry about. She is my daughter. So Sarada says, hey, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, blah, 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 blah. We cut into Sasuke about to leave the village again. Sarada asks him, like, when are you gonna come back? And Sasuke does a little forehead, you know, the little forehead poke thing? That's what he does. So after that, we cut into a little bit of what's the normal, what we've seen normally on the Boruto episodes, which is them at the classroom. So Sarada and Boruto are at, you know, they're sitting on a desk. Boruto thanks her for taking the lunch to Naruto. And Sarada says, I'm gonna be the next Hokage. Like, that's basically where it starts. Because if you guys seen the Boruto movie, that's her dream in the Boruto movie, to be the next Hokage. So I guess we just get clarification as to how she came up about becoming the Hokage. And that's where the episode ends, man. And you know what, man? Overall, the arc was beautiful. It was nice. It was consistent. And it was fast-paced. Like, they never dragged on with one specific thing. They were dealing with so much at the same time. And it wasn't, like, rushed either. Like, it didn't feel rushed. And the pacing just went on a nice pace. Like, it wasn't too fast. It wasn't too slow. It was just perfect. Okay? So, overall, I enjoyed this episode a lot. I enjoyed the conclusion of it. And I really hope that the future episodes of Boruto have some kind of decent, consistent quality to it. Some content that I can actually, you know, stand behind. Okay, because this arc is a good example of what a good arc is. And I hope that the next one is just as good, if not better. Okay, anyways, guys, I'm done. Peace out.